The sounds of taps filled the air across the nation today as people everywhere paused to pay tribute to the men and women who have served. Now, according to the U.S. Census Bureau, there are 21.8 million veterans of the U.S. Armed Forces as of last year, and women, they make up about 10% of that. Well, today, an event was held on Long Island to assist the over 100,000 veterans who are in need. Vice One's Amanda Van Allen has a look at how one local organization made sure the vets did not go hungry on such an important day.
Single dad meets single mom, instant big family, and just add water.
Today, Alan Bombria received a special delivery from Operation Hope.
And thank you for your service.
Thank you, sir.
They brought over a month's worth of food for his large family and even surprised him with a Thanksgiving turkey.
Even though times might be tough, they'd be a lot tougher without the help of good people.
Bombria served in the Army for 7.5 years. He was stationed in Korea and multiple places around the U.S. Sadly, he is only one of many veterans on Long Island who need extra help to put food on the table.
If there was only one veteran who was struggling to make ends meet and homeless or hungry, it would be too many. But we know that it's tens of thousands of veterans who are struggling.
Today, corporate sponsors teamed up with Island Harvest to get food out to needy veterans like Bombria. They sorted and packaged food for Operation Hope, which reaches 10 veteran families each week.
When we heard about the initiative, we knew we just had to be here trying to help veterans on Long Island that don't have meals to eat every day.
Just like these organizations, Bombria is passionate about helping veterans.
I like to help out vets, and it's kind of an amazing feeling to be on the other end of things. You're receiving the help.
Island Harvest started Operation Hope 3 years ago, and already they've been able to help hundreds and hundreds of veterans. Reporting in Hauppauge, Amanda Van Allen for Richard French Live.
Veterans Day celebrations were also held in New York City, where former New York City Police Commissioner Ray Kelly served as Grand Marshal of the city's 95th annual Veterans Day Parade. And Fox 1's Sherry Richardson reports on the festivities along Fifth Ave.
25,000 marchers, both in uniform and out, participated in New York City's Veterans Day Parade.
We're the 26th United States Colored Troops. We're a regiment that was raised right here in New York Harbor, a distinctive group of black regiments. When we talk about men of valor, men of honor, we have to think about our veterans because they're the ones that paid the ultimate sacrifice.
Tens of thousands of spectators came out in support.
Because they're the greatest. Without them, we would be nothing. Without them, we're nothing.
Because I want to see all the veterans. Because they save our countries.
I'm a veteran of the Air Force, 10 years in the Air Force. And I feel as though for every war that our men and women have served, we need to support them. I know what it's like to be active duty on the line. And I will share that camaraderie until the day I die.
Before the parade began, there was a special wreath-laying ceremony in honor of veterans who lost their lives fighting for our freedom. The American flag was also lowered to half-staff. The ceremony also commemorated the end of World War I, which happened on this day, November 11, 1918.
According to the U.S. Census Bureau, there are nearly 22 million veterans of the U.S. Armed Forces. 900,000 of them call New York home.
Well, I was in the Army in the Korean War, and I spent my time in service there for 15 months overseas, and it was great to be at this parade. I think every American should give some of their time to the service of their community, not only in the Army and the Navy or whatever, or the Marines, but in the service of the community itself.
Along Fifth Avenue in Manhattan, Sherry Richardson, FiOS 1 News.
Servicemen and women, Gold Star mothers, and others, they attended a ceremony to honor veterans in Yonkers this morning, and FiOS 1's Christina Chiarelli has more.
It's a day to honor those who put their lives on the line to protect us and our freedoms.
Because of our veterans, we can practice whatever religion we choose to, love whoever we want to, and send our children to schools that we choose to send them to.
Adelmo Costantini served in the Navy at the end of World War II and for 2 years in the Korean War. While away, his daughter was born. He then came home and returned to Korea, when she was just a year old.
Well, of course, it's very hard, but hey, you had to go. After 2 weeks, you just had to give it up.
It's hard to imagine leaving your loved ones, but it's just one example of how brave these veterans are. But like Costantini, many say they were just answering the call of service.
It's the only way you could look at it. You couldn't do a thing more, Duty is duty, and you call, you had to go.
Costantini, now 87 years young, has 4 children and 8 grandchildren.
We've all been very proud of his service and just how he comports himself every day. He's a proud veteran. He's a very proud man of what he accomplished and so humble about it. This is shocking that he agreed to talk to you.
A reminder to say thank you for all they've done, not just today, but every day.
For your service, for your bravery, and for your commitment to our nation.
I'm Christina Chiarelli reporting for Richard French Live.
And now we turn to a heartfelt tribute carried out by a 46-year-old Navy reservist who wanted to honor servicewomen who lost their lives in Iraq and Afghanistan. She came up with a plan. She'd run a mile for every woman who died. Here is her story.
I do start out thinking about the women that we've lost.
For Navy Captain Nancy LaCour, valor knows no gender. She's running 160 miles in 7 days. 1 mile for each U.S. servicewoman killed in Iraq and Afghanistan.
Mile 1 is United States Marine Corps Sergeant Jeanette Winters.
Beginning each segment, she reads the names of the fallen women.
Day 6, leg 3, miles 140 through 149.
1 day from the end, she is wearing down.
I'm just exhausted. In fact, I got up and put the wrong shoes on this morning.
She's gone through 4 pairs this week. An avid runner, LaCour is a Navy reservist, wife, and mother of 6.
It's really not about me running. It's about the fact that people are coming together and recognizing all the women who've died.
One of those women has special meaning.
Particularly, I'll be carrying tomorrow a photo of Major Megan McClung. She was a United States Marine, went to the Naval Academy. She was a phenomenal runner. Her mom told me, she's like, I'm sure Meg's going to be running right along with you.
By the time she was lacing up for the final leg, LaCour was feeling great.
Day 7, last leg.
On a beautiful day in Washington, supporters by her side, the last 10 miles became the easiest.
My time in Afghanistan was hard for our family. I came home. There's so many families who don't get to say that, and so, the sacrifices we made for that time was minimal compared to the sacrifices that so many have made.
For the women who made the ultimate sacrifice, 160 people carrying 160 tribute ribbons walked the last steps to the Women's Memorial at Arlington Cemetery.
And it's really emotional and moving and rewarding in a way. I'm recognizing all the faces and I'm remembering the stories, and to have all those up on that sister block, it's pretty cool.
Okay, Major, rest easy. You are remembered.
And then it was the Corps' turn to remember Major Megan McClung, the first female Marine officer killed in Iraq.
They died for us. They died serving our country and sustaining our freedoms.
And now to a story about finally getting it right. A soldier from Wisconsin who went missing during Vietnam, he is finally coming home. James Vandegom, he died while being held captive in Vietnam back in 1967. Now, his remains are finally being brought back home nearly 50 years later. Those remains were not identified until last month. Dozens gathered at a Wisconsin funeral home to show their support to his family, and friends say the family has been on an emotional roller coaster for the last 47 years.
How can you not think of your older brother being gone? You don't know where he's at. Is he alive? You don't know. But now they have closure.
Glad that he's home. I hope that they keep looking. There's more out there. And the longer they look, the more that they'll find.
Today, he was buried with full military honors. And when we return, we will have a look at the warm homecomings, parades, and other tributes that were underway today as people across our country pay their respects to those who served and in some cases paid the ultimate price. We'll be right back.